It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nima Akashat Zibiri. How are you?
Catching my breath.
When are you catching your breath?
I'm just putting things together last minute. So yesterday I went somewhere. I'm giving you guys this, but let me just use it for banter.
Give your viewers, yes.
So I went to shop at my friend's place, House of Substance. And I don't know, I saw a throw pillow on the floor as she was packing what I bought. I put the pillow under my head. And I got there 11:35. We're done picking up what I wanted by 12. Actually, I woke up at 2.
She slept off, knocked out.
Knocked out. But when I woke up, you know when somebody sleeps and it felt like I ate a full meal. Felt healed inside out.
I hope you carried that pillow home, Sha.
I don't think I should take that pillow. She was just looking at my face like this. She said, I said, why didn't you wake me?
I'm happy she didn't disturb you. Your body needed it.
Your body needed that. I need that sleep. I need that sleep now because I stood up for 5 hours yesterday at the event and my feet were just like this. I needed to get, and I couldn't sleep again because people around me, the prayer warriors around me, don't let you sleep. So this morning, everybody has gone to work. I'm going home to sleep. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
Good to see you. I love your outfit, please.
Yeah, Lawiza. It was a birthday gift from one of my mentees from Lawiza for. So she knew.
She paid for it?
She paid for it and asked Lawiza to give me an outfit.
Lovely,
so
lovely. She did a good job.
I really like it.
Congratulations!
Yes. So I finished my program at LBS on Monday. And I feel everybody, so I posted online and the love was so much. And I feel really, really blessed to be able to do this program. But I know that the work just started because all the things that we've learned, we now need to implement in my business because the program was strictly for entrepreneurs and business owners. So I have my work cut out for me.
As a new graduate now, how do you feel? Like, you add more knowledge?
Yes.
Is the air now different? Really different
What about your earrings as usual?
No.
It's in my bag. In between now and newspaper review, I will wear the earrings. Don't worry, I've changed. So
How are you doing, Obiajulu?
Amazing.
You wore these shoes again, lovely.
Yeah, it's my shoe now. I can wear it as
No, because you said that you don't like wearing
the shoes again. Don't put me under pressure. I'm not that type of celeb.
What I meant is that
it's my own. I can wear it every day.
Okay. Let me rephrase. What I meant was that she said that she has issues with the shoe because it makes her you sweat.
Yes, I don't work with it. Not just for the show.
No problem. It's beautiful.
I sweat everywhere. Everybody, part of my body has pores.
Switch up. That's why.
So I'm doing amazing, and looking forward to trade fair on Friday.
Yes, really. You see what? Better rest. Actually, you need to sleep and rest before that day. You are going to be.
You need the energy.
Yes, you are going to be. Yes.
But welcome back.
Yeah.
It's because you were not around. That's why she
welcome
back. Yes, I need to appreciate my ladies.
I know. I'm just waiting for you.
No, I really need to appreciate my ladies for the past 3 months. Yes, and I will. For the past 3 months, I've been on the show just 2 times, and it was a lot of work on everybody. People were scared that maybe I've left the show. I've not been around. It's because I was in school. And you guys have been.
Now they're going to put you back to back.
Yes, I'm ready to walk.
Fantastic. You sure? Anyways, so yesterday I attended the meeting with the party flag bearer for the APC, Ashwaji Bola Tinubu, and his vice were at a hotel yesterday. I was privileged to be the MC alongside a man called Richmond Oshuji. He said I should greet you guys. If everybody was like, when are you greeting all of us on the show? I said we're available. We've tried to get all the other candidates, but they're yet to. We'd like to bring as many candidates as possible on the show to talk to them because it's one thing to talk to other people, but if you've not spoken to Nigerians until you talk to us.
Yes.
And they don't get it.
They don't get it. They think you go to where they speak English and speaking English. No,
the ladies of your view.
Until you spoke to us, they are speaking to Nigerians. So we're expecting all the candidates cross board to come to this station at some point to speak to the ladies of Your View, and they will talk to you properly, and then the Nigerians will get it on what you want to do.
They will ask you questions.
Let's go on a break. We come back. We go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Drugs, wanted Lagos hotelier, 6 houses, 270 million naira seized. Campaign, Kokonso to recruit 1.5 million soldiers and policemen. Commuters lament, want Lagos drivers back. How late Olumakaye battled illness in London. Hospital says associates. Why I am better than Atiku and Obi on economy, says Tinubu. Davido, autopsy likely as police free 6 workers and detain 2. Okay, which story? Major headline?
Major headline. So, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Tuesday carried out simultaneous operations against bureau de change operators in Abuja and Kano. The naira had slumped to 857 naira to the power market, and they said they had to raid the 2 cities. They were able to get a number of illegal BDC operators and individuals suspected to be customers, and they are also planning to extend the raid to Lagos, Onitsha, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, and other major cities across the country. They are not telling anybody when they are going to do that. So also the EFCC arrested the Kogi State House of Assembly candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Ismaila Atumeyi, and 2 others with 326 million naira cash and also 140,500 USD cash. They said when they came into Hotel Zone 4, Wuse Abuja, they took a lot of people into custody. Some parts of the story I said that they had released the people. Now, economists and experts are dissecting what is happening, saying that the fact that the presidency gave the go-ahead for the CBN to redesign the naira is what is causing this issue. Now they are redesigning the naira. They're looking out for people who have stashed money, cash in their houses, that when you come, they pick you up. So people are no longer trying to go to the bank to lodge in the monies they have stashed in their houses. They are now going to buy dollar, and that now made dollar become very scarce. A lot of people are now hoarding the dollar, and it's rising, and now it's going to cause a lot of inflation. Even the budget that the presidency has done for 2023, they need to review that budget, because we'll not be able to meet up with the deficit. A lot of things are going to be really affected. We are highly a country that imports. Everything is based on importation. So that this is actually the wrong time to be redesigning the naira based on what we are facing through in our economy. So it's been a back and forth and back and forth.
Okay, let me take the story concerning yesterday's meeting Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu with his vice candidate, Dr. Kasim Shettima, were there yesterday with the organized private sector. It included, amongst many others, Alhaji Dangote of UBA Group, also of Dangote Group, Tony Elumelu of UBA Group, the chief of Access Bank, that's Aig Omokwedim, that's the chief executive of Access Bank, and even the MD, the executive access of the MD also of Access Bank, Herbert Wigwe, and other business leaders were there yesterday, and about 9 governors of Kebbi State, Katsina, I think Kwara State, Ogun State, Osun State, Kaduna, not Katsina, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi State, and Lagos State, and Plateau State were all in attendance. Also, the presidential candidate said specifically that he would push to hit double-digit GDP, gross domestic product GDP for Nigeria. He said minimum of 6%, but definitely he's going to try to see if they can hit at least 10. He also said that there has to be a partnership. He's going to continue partnership with the private sector, in the sense that they both have to be not at war as enemies, but to ensure that both of them come together and must be inseparable allies, combating the mutual enemies of scarcity, underdevelopment, joblessness, and those things that mess up the country. And it was a really interesting outing, because he and his vice were able to articulate what they're going to do, and they brought a team of young people also. I was really surprised to see quite a number of young people in their cabinet, in their team, who independently explained what the administration will do if they get into power. And they also had quite a few women also involved. So we'll see how that goes, and it's good that at least the private sector is engaging these leaders on this level.
So let me take the story of another candidate from the New Nigeria People's Party, Rabiu Kwakwanso, declaring what he is going to do if he becomes elected as a president. So he said that he was going to declare free, nobody will be paying registration fees for the WAEC, the JAMB, or even NECO. He also said that one of the things he's going to do is that when your result comes out from your JAMB, that's your Joint Admission and Matriculation Board exams, it is that result is valid for for 4 years. So people wouldn't have to keep doing exams every year. That I felt was innovative. He didn't say anything concerning removal of fuel subsidy, and he was asked specifically, but he said he didn't make any statements concerning removal of fuel subsidy, but he said that he's going to take out 20 million out of school children back into school by a 4-year process of building 40 blocks of classroom per local government over the course of its 4 years, and that if he builds those classrooms and children go into the school, 20 million children will be out of school. These
are some of the specifics Nigerians are looking for, not the vague promises. So this is that's good.
Yeah, but they should be careful that they don't overpromise. This one that you're saying, and under-deliver, that you're going to take out payment of examinations. Where are we going to fund it? We constantly hear we don't have money. Please just be smart about it. Don't overpromise so that we don't hold you against it.
Any story? The NDLEA spokesperson said that the NDLEA has declared the owner of Adeka's Hotels and Adeka's Global Integrated Services, Ademola Kazim, wanted. And this is because after the arrest of one of his mules, is wanted for sponsoring and trafficking narcotics across from Nigeria to other countries like Dubai, UAE, and other countries around the world. And he uses mules. And one of his mules was arrested at the airport. His name is Bolujoku Babalola. He's a BRT driver. And of course, immediately his name was mentioned. He's been invited by the agency over and over. He has refused to show up. He has gone underground. And so the EFCC also secured a court order to attach his properties in Lagos, Ibadan, and 217 million naira in his account to this investigation, and all of that presently. They've declared him wanted as well.
That name sounds familiar.
Very popular. He's a socialite.
Yeah.
Son, I know that name. Okay, let's move on now to Daily Sun. Tom gives Atiku conditions for support. Medical trip. Buhari not transmitting power to Oshibajo on constitutional says clock. EFCC arrests Kogi Assembly candidates with cash of 326 million naira and $610,000. Goodness gracious.
One person.
One person. Oh, my Lord. One feared dead as fire guts building in Lagos. Outrage as Davido's son drowns at home. 2023, Okoa to Igbo, don't abandon PDP candidate, your son-in-law. Oshun drama as INEC denies the own document at tribunal. Okay, which story are we taking in Daily Sun?
So I want to take the medical leave. So
Our president, right?
Yes, president's medical leave. So the leader of the Pan Niger Delta Forum, Chief Edwin Clark, the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, the Middle Belt Forum, all of these bodies are criticizing the president's move to travel out of the country for 2 weeks in November and without handing over to the vice president. They said that Section 145 of the Constitution clearly states that whenever he's on medical leave, when he leaves the country for medical leave, he must hand over by writing a letter to the National Assembly, the President of the Senate, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and hand over to the Vice President. But the President, after that initial, travel that he had to do in 2019, he's always said that he's only required to do so if he's leaving for more than 21 days. And that is an importation into the Constitution. It's an importation of a foreign body into the Constitution, because the Constitution does not limit or specify the days when it's required. It says as soon as it is for medical, whatever reason, he must hand over. And so they've stated this issue. I hope he addresses it properly.
All right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built, state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics, the ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Which story?
Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in Kaduna State, Reverend John Joseph Hayab, spoke when he hosted the Executive Secretary, Kaduna State Pilgrim Welfare Agency, Malam Yusuf, who visited the CAN headquarters and was complaining that very few Christians now go on pilgrimage. And so he told him that Christians in the state have paid over 300 million to bandits as ransom, and so they can't afford to go for pilgrimage. And the fact that it's not even the pilgrimage issue that is more of their concern. They are more concerned about the security of their places. Right now, they're not complaining so much that kidnapping is happening in Kaduna State, but it's still happening. And they're just trying to work hand in hand with security agencies to see how they can solve this issue. And he was asking, how did you get the data that you had Christian Association members had paid over 300 million? He said they took a sample to 1,500 pastors, and they were asking them how many people were kidnapped in your church, how much did you pay for ransom, and that was how they got that data. And they said the money now, the offering that people now pay is now used to pay ransom in that sort of state. So pilgrimage is the least of their issues at the moment.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we bring in our sponsor segment from FBN Quest. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, You guessed it. Women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Meetings, consultations, and of course traffic, and that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down
Entertainment is an opportunity to share. Entertainment is an opportunity to create conversation. As an actor, I have the opportunity to portray different kinds of people, and these different kinds of people represent different people in different ways, represent a part of us in different ways, and it just helps us see the world in a different light. It gives joy, it gives happiness, it gives sadness sometimes, because sometimes we have to look at the realities of the world. And I think entertainment just shows the world as it is.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have our friends from Mutual, FB and Quest. So there's one thing I know about money conversation is about how people talk about investment. But then investment is not just something you start doing without a proper guide or even the assistance of an expert. Recently stumbled on mutual funds as a means to get into the investment world, and I'm eager to know more about this. Today we have with us our experts from FB and Quest Asset Management. Joining us on the show now is the head, Equities and Alternative Solutions, FB and Quest, Laura Fisayo-Kolawe. Welcome to the show, Laura.
Thank you very much, Mariah. Thank you.
So tell us exactly what is mutual fund.
Fantastic. So a mutual fund, I mean, if you think about, say, all of us on this table, we come together, we put our monies together because we want to invest. We hire a manager, like FB and Quest Asset Management. We define with that manager what it is we want to invest in our portfolio, what asset classes we want to invest in, etc. Once we do that and we register that product with the SEC, that's essentially a mutual fund. So it's a collective scheme where we come together and we invest for a common goal. Usually a manager will create this investment scheme and will advertise it and have various people come together and invest for this common goal.
Is it the same thing as a partnership? Or does the partnership evolve into mutual fund?
So when you think about, I mean, a partnership in a way, right, in the sense that we're all going to a common goal, right? We all have a common thing where we're working towards. A mutual fund is usually structured as a trust in a way. So we hire a trustee whose job it is to represent all the, as they're called, unit holders. So because we all come together from different walks of life to invest, We then have this trustee that we will hire, and his job is just to ensure that all our needs are met, are represented properly by the manager.
So I love talking about money and investment. I do it every Monday. And I understand that it's good to have diversified portfolio. I love real estate, but I also know the importance of mutual funds. People are watching right now and they don't know much about mutual funds, and they're trying to understand the pros and cons of mutual funds. So what exactly would you say to such a person?
Thanks. So, and I'm glad you mentioned diversification. So I think I'll start there. So one of the biggest pros, right, is that because we're all putting money together, we can then come up with a larger pool and maintain a diversified portfolio. Perhaps not in the same way that, if I just had my 10,000 naira, I may not be able to buy 20 assets to diversify my portfolio. But if we all put money together and we have 500 million, 1 billion, then that money, that portfolio can be more diversified than just my little 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. So that's the one. That's one. Secondly, they are regulated. Again, it's so important when you're investing to think about the regulator who is who is covering your investment. Like, you wouldn't put your money in Laura & Co. Bank. I would love it, but to be honest, it's probably not the best thing to do because it's not CBN covered. And in the same way, it's the same thing. With mutual funds as well, you have expert management. So the manager is an expert in the asset class. So again, you can feel comfortable that what you're investing in will work for you.
Well, every good thing has a other side. So
I think the one con is that the mutual fund itself is established.
Okay.
It is separate from you as the individual. So you can't sort of say, I like, stock A. Yes, or I like investment B. Invest in that. Because the manager is making a choice for you. As an expert. So you don't have that kind of control that you would want.
So if I was starting as an investor the very first time, as a green on, I don't know anything, would mutual funds be the best option to start with?
I think so. I think absolutely it is a good place to start. For the reasons I mentioned earlier. The pros, this is a regulated asset class. It's a regulated investment. It is managed properly by experts. It can be invested in asset classes because there are so many kinds of mutual funds. You can choose the one that works for you. You can choose the kind of risk tolerance you're looking for, the kind of assets you want to invest in. And so it's an excellent place to start because, again, you also have, it really is created for everybody. So many mutual funds, for example, some of the ones that we have, some solutions we have, with this is 5,000 naira. You can start.
Yeah, I was going to ask what class of people and how much is the barrier of entry? Yeah.
Exactly, and it's made for everybody. In fact, I think that's probably one of the greatest benefits of mutual funds because you can come with your 5,000 naira and get the 11.75% return in a money market fund that somebody with 1 million naira will get.
Also be getting.
Right? So it really does, as you would say, it democratizes finance. Right. It really allows everybody to invest.
What are the benefits of working with mutual fund trust? Because I know I have experienced this and I did the opposite where I lost money because I went to somebody who wasn't certified or who didn't have the backing of the CBN at the time. And so I lost all the money. So what's the benefit of working with an FBN mutual fund?
I'll start there. Right, I will start with the regulation. The first thing is we are regulated by the SEC. So the SEC is the regulator for capital markets and for investments in Nigeria. And so the first thing is because the SEC has created the mutual funds market and has defined the rules for the various asset classes and the various kinds of funds, what it means is that, first of all, you can be comfortable that if you choose a mutual fund from a regulated house like ourselves, it follows the rules that the SEC has set up for your protection. Secondly, we have a variety of funds. We talked earlier about the fact that we have funds, where you can invest, 5,000 naira, you can start your journey, right? We have investments across currencies, so in naira and dollars as well. So again, just giving investors the choice. As expert managers as well, I think, if I say so myself, the returns are quite attractive. So, you are able to earn strong returns, over and above what you would earn perhaps, in a bank account or things like that.
So do you just gather your friends together or does FBN decide who you come to go? Who the pool of people that come together?
So because we have registered a product, right, we are able to then sell that to everybody. So we would market, we will come on TV as we are today, for example, and talk about ourselves and expect that people will come, will check our website, will call us.
So we don't need to come as a group. We just come as an individual and buy a slot into the product.
Exactly. You come as an individual, you register, you fill out your KYC, you do all the normal things, open an account, and you can invest for yourself. Okay. You can do it for your children, you can do it for a friend, you can do it. I mean, it's endless. The idea is that everybody should be saving, and, honestly, with the way Nigeria, with the inflation in the country, you can't have your money just doing nothing at this point.
I'm all for investment.
That I think would be on the mind of the Nigerian, because we like to price markets. So what's the cost? For in our investment, for instance, if I put 20 naira there, will you be taking 5 naira to be my fund manager?
What's the cost?
So okay, no. So to be honest, so fund managers will normally charge a management fee, and it varies. So it will be usually between 1 to 1.5% per annum of the money that you invested.
Okay, that's nice.
But I would also make the point that when we talk about returns at FBN Quest, so when I say the yield of the money market fund is 11.74, or I say the yield of the bond fund is 11.35, I'm saying net of fees. Okay. So that is you going home. There's no, I will tell you a yield today and then tomorrow. I'm taking out fees and telling you, but actually after fees it's this. No.
Okay.
So we tell you net of fees so you know what you're getting. Fantastic. At the end of the day.
FBN Quest is doing quite a bit.
So, but just a question, one more question, please. I wanted to find out, for some, you've already mentioned for the 5K, 10K, but if somebody says, okay, I'm bringing in more amounts of money, do they get more returns on their money?
So I'm glad you talk. So first of all, if you invest in a mutual fund, it really is, everybody is getting the same return because it's one product.
Okay.
But you can always talk to a manager if you have a lot more money and you want to create a bespoke portfolio for yourself, and you can absolutely do that. But with mutual funds, to be honest, whether you have, and I guess that's one of the great benefits, whether you have 5,000 naira or 1 billion, if you invest in a money market fund, you get the return of the money market fund as a pool.
How do we reach you?
Fantastic. So, so I think you should also go on our website. That's always a good place to start. So you can reach us at www.beyondtoday.fbnquest.com. Beyond today, as in always think of tomorrow, right? As in always think of the future. So beyondtoday.fbnquest.com. Absolutely start there. You can also email us. Invest as in investing. So invest@fbnquestmb.com. We also encourage
for a second, because people always never trust websites. Just like there's somebody there that's not there. So somebody will get back to you.
Absolutely, 100%. You can reach us on our website. You can you can also email us. So if you want a more personal, maybe you can email us if you feel that's, or you can call us. So our numbers are on the screen: 0705 703 2117. So you can also call us as well, and we will.
And for those of us that like the social media, just want to go online, can we get on information on social media also?
Yes,
are you guys on there?
Yes, we're on Instagram. Yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Good.
So you can find
Thank
us
you very
everywhere.
much. It's good to know that, because lots of people earn money, but they don't know what to do with the money. People talk always asking us to land. Some people are also scared of, should I do land or no? So it's good to know that there are options.
Exactly. I think that's making their options.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure. And I love your hair.
Thank you.
It's all natural.
It's natural.
Beautiful. Fully Nigerian. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of...
Thanks for staying with us. It's political season, and all the various political players are expressing their thoughts on their manifesto. We've seen quite a few and we'll continue to see more as we go by. But we'd like to open our phone lines to Nigerians today. What exactly are you expecting from the new administration that will emerge next year? Because we've had a few people speak on what they will say, and some of them come across as vague. Some have tried to be more specific. Others seem to have a good intention. You know, some say, I want to turn Nigeria to a producing nation. Others say, I want to hit a GDP, at least a double-digit GDP. Others have said they want to hire about 1.5 million security for both military and policemen. Many, many promises have been made. What do Nigerians need? How do you feel? And what do you think our leaders should make as priority? That's our conversation today. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Doctor, you read a story, I think was one of the candidates that was telling us plans. Let's see a few of the things you've heard so far.
So specifically, it was a gubernatorial candidate for Enugu State. I believe his name was Frank Nweke, and I read him saying that the challenges within the Enugu State region had become, the security had become worse in Enugu State, and he was advising the current governor that before the change of power during the election, what can we do now? And he was saying that first, every traditional ruler must be brought on board. Many of them know the boys in their community. Many of them know, they know themselves better, and they must be integrated into buying into the security challenges and taking ownership of the challenges within their locality. He also said that the vigilantes, because we know that bandits are usually in the forest. So he mentioned how all the vigilantes that are operating in small silos within the state must be brought to attend that general meeting with all the chiefs of all the local governments. So everybody knows you are interacting with each other. This is what I asked from you and you did not give me. This is what I need from you. This is your the forest around your village I'm trying to access, and I know the bandits are there. And so it's everybody knows that we have a common goal to protect our forest so that businesses can thrive in that community. So he was asking the governors to set up the Security Council, and not just by words, but back it up with action. When I heard it, I was really impressed because I felt like, okay, yes, we've had a few of these things, but it's just small gatherings, stock shop here. And I remember when Oyo State was trying to deal with the first phase of their challenge, was the way to resolve that issue was to bring in traditional rulers. Because the governor was saying that time that they were having Fulani, there was clash between Fulani and the way they were able to quell this at that time was by involving traditional rulers and letting them understand what their stake was, bringing in the traditional, the custodians of Fulani settlements around, and they were able to bring a bit of peace at that time. Security right now is worrisome.
I mean, BC, what are your thoughts on all what you've heard, various candidates coming up saying all sorts of things, and what, as a Nigerian, what do you think should be priority? We've had issues on education, healthcare, roads, infrastructure, and, you know, we've heard some of these promises before. I was saying, what exactly do we want?
For me, we're still looking at the issues from the top. The political parties have not really gotten my attention in terms of trying to solve the matter from the root, where you have to uproot the cankerworm that has eaten deep into the society. And for me, I'll be looking forward to a candidate who would say, we're going to deal with corruption from the top to the bottom. That's one. Because when we take out corruption, you see that the funds that are supposed to be used to, you know, equip our security forces will be deployed properly and they will be able to do their job. You will see that the people who know the sponsors of banditry, Boko Haram, will mention their names and they will be taken, whether they are part of government or not, they will be lifted from that point. You see that civil servants who are supposed to be doing their job, signing their papers, will get there on time, do their job, they will be efficient. You see that we will not have issues with power. Corruption is at the root. of everything that is happening, even when it comes to education. The funds that are supposed to be used in the universities, the university generating mechanism would also be used properly to attend to the university, so that we're not going back and forth waiting for government to give this bill, revitalization bill, and the other. We'll see that when we take out that corruption from top to bottom, we would have solved, you see, all these other issues that we're seeing is the aftermath of the main issue that we have overlooked.
Interestingly,
I've not seen anybody who has, told me that when they get into government, we're spending so much, we want to cut it because we want to see how the funds can.
I think Obi said that.
Let me pause you for a second, because that's an interesting perspective, because I haven't heard any of the candidates talk about corruption, and I think they've been careful, because that's what our Buhari used to enter, fight corruption. But I think everybody's being careful that maybe we can't fight corruption. Maybe somewhat we have to have a way to work with this such that at least there's some serious menace. But we'll come to that, because you never know, maybe this is just a perspective, because I haven't seen any of the candidates project corruption as a major thing they want to fight. But let me come to you and your thoughts on what you expect from these candidates that are coming forward.
So I've not really seen any of the documents in totality. I've just been listening. So maybe there's a bulletin, there's a news headline, there's something on one or two things. So you really cannot dissect the documents as you would love to. But I also wanted to harp on the issue of corruption, because I believe that we have a culture of corruption. It is culturally accepted for us to make money anyhow. Just have the money. Or to get away with things just because you have money. Money just, and when everybody has that mentality in some way, maybe in different levels, maybe somebody's own is lower, yours is higher, then, we see people accepting what we should not. We should have clarity. We should clearly have a side. It's either you don't want something or you want it. And this means that when you arrest somebody in relation to, just as we they arrested somebody in relation to fraud yesterday in Kogi State running for office, if he was of the main party, he was not of these mushroom parties, he will be in jail as well. He made headlines yesterday everywhere, because I personally feel because he doesn't have a relevance of any backing. If he doesn't, even though he has backing, put his head like this everywhere. That's the example you need to make. So that even if those of the generation that he's from have no shame, the children coming will not grow up shameless. We really need to be deliberate. And I hope that just because, when you need to run the kind of elections that we do here, you need people, anyhow people, and good people, and bad ones, just anyhow, just you need numbers. So you accept and promise and, show these largesse of you, I can take it all. And then when you come in, you really cannot hammer. You are choosing and selecting who to hammer. And we need to start that. You see the Chinese, when they started to fight and they wanted to grow their economy, they passed their laws and they had no holds barred. They continued with their enforcement. If you are found guilty for the offenses of fraud and like that, or mismanagement of public funds, you know what to come. Your family members know what to come. And they accept it, and nobody is shouting, it's not that it's our turn, it's our son, and all of those kind of things. So
let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to have this conversation, open our phone lines to get from viewers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Television just got real. Real stories, real emotions, real anger, real love, real tears, real lost. Television television just got real. It's lights.
If you could tell Saga anything right now, what would it be?
God will judge you.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing all the various aspects of different candidates' manifestos we've heard. As I said, as Nima said, we haven't seen all the manifestos yet. We are not really particularly dissecting. But we'd like to open our phone lines to hear what Nigerians think and what their expectations are. You can call us on 08127053687, 09139076948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Yesterday, I was hearing when one of the candidates was saying that they're going to hire more security operatives. They're going to invest critically in ground and area surveillance. Those are great things, absolutely. But how do we handle youngsters who are taking advantage of this kidnap economy to just wear a camouflage or wear the military uniform, go out to express? Because we had a report recently of some young girl who was kidnapped. About 10 of them, some of them shot with fire. About 30 young people came together. Some of them were dressed in police uniforms. Some were dressed in military uniforms, came and kidnapped regular citizens. These are not some of those bandits that were in the bushes. These are just people taking advantage of these situations. So it's one thing to have aerial surveillance. It's another thing to say, what are we going to do to ensure that the mindset of people, that people can stop looking at this as an opportunity to make money. So there's much more than just having aerial surveillance.
What I would like to see when it comes to this is the end to negotiating. I'd like to see any of the presidential candidates that can give me, maybe not necessarily open, but just something close to, maybe because it's security again, and so you want to cover about certain areas. But let us know that when a person is picked up or kidnapped, abducted in any way, that there will be immediate. Yes. There will be no delay, because the trend is that they will delay and then they are waiting for one person to come and declare. There will be a trace immediately. If somebody is picked up, for instance, let's say, okay, Lagos is more modern. Let's use Borno, for instance. Close something, a town far from Maiduguri. As soon as the report comes out, immediately, there's somebody that will be deployed there, and that will at least trace, not that we'll sit down and wait until somebody reaches out and then there's that should stop. There should be an immediate, and that puts value to life.
Let me take this call from Stephen. Good morning, Stephen from London. Good morning, you're live.
Hello, good evening, lady.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, lady. Regarding the discussion going on, I would say the number one priority should be on security. You guys will definitely underestimate the level of insecurity in Nigeria.
That's not true.
One of the most painful experiences for me in my entire life is the last 2 times I came to Nigeria, I could not get to Ikiti. I'm an Ikiti man. Why? Because of the level of insecurity. The only other option was for me to go to risk my own life against the advice I was given by respectable people, by people who genuinely love me. It was most painful. Now, a place that is so insecure, how will somebody be motivated to want to invest in that place? So the only thing we try to do here is to help children to go to school, private universities, and all of that. But we could have done much more. We have loved to invest. I have a lot of investment here. Now, such investment I will have preferred to do more investment in my own country. But unfortunately, the level of insecurity.
Thank you very much for that point. That's a very, very valid point. Let me come to you, because Nima said something about it. It's one thing to invest in insecurity or security, but another point, the justice. So if you catch somebody, how soon, how fast you even get to the person? Those are some other factors that make it look as if the government is doing nothing on insecurity. Let me come to you.
So everything, if we don't feel safe, we can't grow. Because one of the biggest challenges is that many people that can fund, can push growth within the system, push the economy, are not feeling safe, and so they can't put that money on ground. I've had conversations with, most of my investors are not living in Nigeria, they buy properties, and we've had that conversation, where are the places your land is? So I'm now having to look for places where there are already security establishments around the area, and I use that as a selling point. But it shouldn't be that way. Everybody should feel safe. Everywhere should be safe. When it comes to justice, what crime happens everywhere. The only thing is, the difference between crime happening here and happening in other countries is that when the crime happens in Nigeria, the people feel like, if I'm not powerful to lobby the police, I might not even get the culprit arrested, or he might get released. If I don't have enough power, the judicial system might slow the case to the point where the complainant would give up. So the justice system reinforces all the rules we have put in place. And we cannot afford to have a justice system that seems partial, or seems slow, or seem incompetent, where you have workers within the judiciary going on strike because they don't have basic things that they should get. So if it means that if workers within the judiciary can go on strike because they are not being well taken care of, there's a loophole there that can lead to corruption happening within the judiciary. They are all linked. There's something one presidential candidate said on the show. The presidential candidate said that we must return dignity to human beings in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians, everybody cannot be wearing suits. Even if you're a cleaner, you clean with dignity. You must begin to respect people's hard work, so that everybody will not feel like criminality and anyhow I make money, once I make money, I'll be respected. Let's stop respecting wealth. Let's respect hard work and put dignity back in labor.
Let me take this call from John. Good morning, John. Are you there?
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. I've just been listening to what you guys are saying, and my own point is quite different.
Please speak a bit clearer, John.
We have a very good.
We can't hear you very clearly. Now, yes, go ahead.
Okay. I'm very good government that has everything working. My big problem is the mindset of our people. Our people's mindset is different, because even if you have Jesus Christ as Nigerian president, if the mindset of the people is not in the right state, we're still going to come back to the same thing. The government are doing, if the government are able to already stop some relief to the people. So for instance, they say, our people, what can you see? You have an overhead bridge. When people go there and steal the pipes on the overhead bridge, people taking up trucks on the train. So at the end of the day, in as much as we are trying to focus on our leaders, let's focus on our people as well. Let our people change their mindset. Let's love ourselves. There's no love in Nigeria. People don't love each other. They're so self-centered and so selfish. It's all about ourselves. We need to learn that first. We need to love ourselves first before we could government ourselves to do something. Even if we have somebody who is that very honest to come as the president, if our mindset is not changed, at the end of the day, we're still going back to zero. So the most important thing is our people ourselves. We need to have a good mindset and love one another.
Thank you so much. I think I like that point, because mindset is such a crucial part that I don't think any of our candidates have really addressed. It's difficult to you can't flip a switch and change mindset. It happens over time. But there's got to be a deliberate action towards it. Because, the other day, I think in church we're talking about the same, righteous people must become, must get into leadership. I'm thinking, I don't want a righteous man there, with all due respect. I want somebody who's pragmatic, who can actually sign a death sentence and say, oh no, because please forgive him. He made so. We want leadership is not about just being a nice guy or being such a nice person. It's about doing what needs to be done to get the society fixed. It's about changing the mindset. Like, we're here to work. I'm not here to project poverty or glamorize poverty, or I'm here to fix a problem. So, what are your thoughts on this issue of mindset? I like you said, because that's your area of expertise.
Yes. So, like you said, it's not a flip. You can't just flip the switch and then the mindset changes. When it comes to human behavior, people model after what you show. If you're in a place of leadership, for instance, a father, a mother, raising children, you see that your children model after what you show. If you are used to telling lies, you tell them, go and tell my neighbor that I'm not around. then they do it for you the first time, do it for you the second time. Before you know, they pick up that behavior. They will do it to you. They'll start lying to you because that's what they have seen you model. How did we degenerate into the corruption that we see today? Because all of a sudden, we began to celebrate politicians who would finish and then come and build mansions in their villages. And then when you are not that type of politician, your people will boo you. And did you not see Rabaja doing this for their people? Did you not see that was how we started. Now, for us to go back and change the mindset altogether, our leaders need to show us that they belong to us, they are a part of us, we're all equal Nigerians. Of course, we know that at the end of the day, everybody is not equal. But you put that, you have to find a way to reduce that gap. And that is why I'm always saying that any leader who decides to come and lead us right now will decide to use the facilities in this country. You will stay here, you will do your medicals here, your children will school here, you will take the public buses if you want to take the public buses. If peradventure the government needs to buy cars, they won't be buying exotic cars every 3-6 months.
Let me pause you for a second, DC. Sorry, let me pause. Let me tell you. Yesterday they said we must wear Nigeria, eat Nigeria, right? That's what I heard when I went to the event. But the moment I stepped outside, I was just seeing big Jeep, Toyota Cruiser, Land Cruiser. I'm like, So we must begin to think. Yes, we're going to wear Nigeria. So we must see how do we develop. Because yes, there are good plans to say, let us drive Nigeria. That's a fantastic idea. But we must begin to do it. So when I step outside from an event like that, I want to be seen innocent. I want to be seen Nigerian made cars.
You can't just sit down as a leader, buy all the Toyota, and tell private people who are making their
not
money
to buy their own Toyota.
Not to buy their own.
Hallelujah.
So you start it from the government house. Every government facility, every government facility will be Nigeria. Over time, you see that people will just feel, why am I? Nobody's even looking at me when I bring the Toyotas. And private people will now begin to use Nigeria. But you must show that example as a leader. So if you have chosen to serve, be ready to serve well because we will drill you.
Let me talk to Shola and I'll come to you, Nima. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
You're live.
Good morning. I think the main killer of this country is corruption. And corruption has to be fought careful before this country can move ahead. You see, one thing I want to disagree with Obiajulu this morning is that she said corruption should be fought from the top. Corruption should be fought from every level, from the top to the roof, even right from inside our family. Because if we fail to fight corruption right from the root, it's from the root we'll get to stop. So corruption has to be fought from every level. Every level. And one thing Moraya mentioned this morning that I so much like is that she said none of the candidates have mentioned that part in their manifesto. You see, that is the opposition that this present government is having. Because he mentioned fighting corruption, and corruption is now fighting back. And most of the people that are criticizing him are the most corrupt people that doesn't want this corruption to leave this country. But it has to be continually fought before this country can move ahead. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Nima.
So I wanted to support BC that, the position of any public holder is that of an influencer, but we've mistaken it that, you have to be a verified page for you to be an influencer. So if we wanted to diversify this economy, the people who consume local rice the most are the public office holders. We are getting to December. If you sell local rice, they will not buy from you. They will tell you the taste of the entire public parastatal where they work is for foreign rice. And even these private offices, when you approach them with your proposal that you want to supply, they will tell you to bring a sample. They tell you they have another option, and the person is clearly bagging foreign rice, and they will take it because that's the taste. So we are not serious when we say we want to do something. This is what is locally produced. So I am from Edo. The rice in Edo is a variant of ofada. They call it warake rice. It's a variant of ofada, but it doesn't have the smell of the Abeokuta ofada. But its fat and it's so rich. And if I now say no, the smell no day, I'm being pretentious that I don't know that Edo will know the smell. It's like that. Saying, no, you want rice, but Thailand, their own is straight. How can your own not be straight? And that's the majority of Nigerians. And it starts from that appetite down to your example of the cars. If a Nigerian is driving innocent, they will tell him he's not driving an American brand. Nigerians will look at him. It is the same Nigerians who are asking for the diversification who will not stop driving American brands and Japanese brands. Who will tell you the level of the car? Because they will tell you that no, Nigerians' rice is not properly de-stoned. Sometimes you eat stone inside. You're starting your industry. And they're improving, but it used to be. And they'll tell you innocent cars, when it breaks down, you have to take it to innocent place, unlike the other brands. Any mechanic can fix it. But you're starting your industry and you don't want to pay the price. They'll tell you, so Nigerians, are we really serious about this diversification? You know why I said it is a culture of corruption? I'm not saying that it's only those in public offices who must change, but they will start this change for all of us to do it. And Nigerians, generally, this is our culture of taste, lifestyle and everything. We need to do it. If this dollar that is 800 and something naira must come down, we are not earning any dollar, but we are dollarized. We import everything.
Didn't you just read in the papers? Somebody has $610,000 in his account in Nigeria. Father, Lord have mercy. So let me let you wrap up because we have to go.
So for me, we don't need every human being in this country to change for Nigeria to change.
Hallelujah.
And it doesn't take a year for Nigerians to change. It only takes our leaders to influence appropriately and everybody will change. What we don't get is one person can influence 1,000 better than the 10 bottom trying to influence the top people. So let's stop saying that it is everybody. Our leaders need to practice leadership by example, selfless leadership, sacrificial leadership. You cannot go into political office and say you had money before going there and so you are spending your own money while you are in office. No. Because you must exemplify what is right in your community and you must be the example of the change that you want to see in others. So going into the elections, we don't want you blowing siren, pam, pam, pum, 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 everywhere for us to clear the road for you. We want you to say you understand how we feel. And we don't want any politician that feels they are too big to talk to Nigerians. You can never be too big to talk to Nigerians and feel like you will just win the election the same way. Talk to us and exemplify the right values that you want to see in the new Nigeria.
Let me pause you there because, as I said, this is an ongoing conversation. We're going to be having it as often and as frequent because we want to hear Nigerians speak on how they feel and what they will expect of the new leaders who will be emerging next year. Because sometimes when you hear these leaders talk or these leaders who want to run into office, you feel like, okay, yes, you've given us the textbook version. But sometimes Nigerians want to hear the version that they understand, that can comprehend, because they will be the one to tell you exactly how they're feeling. So it's good. I think Buhari's administration has been able to do some heavy lifting, invest in agriculture, building its infrastructure. Whoever is coming in next must go deep. How do you therefore use the rails? How are you going to ensure that the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, your Badagry expressway, is decongested and people actually use the rails? There are things, specifics the Nigerians are looking for. So we hope that our leaders who are emerging will begin to see and retweak their manifestos to be more specific what Nigerians need. Let's go on a break. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll bring in our women we love. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News, watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Oh wow, my typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course traffic, and that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure
Thanks for staying with us. So on Wednesdays, we like to celebrate women who are doing great things, women shining stars, women who are shining stars in their various fields of endeavors. So today, our guest, is the 65th president of the International Women's Society, IWS. As an astute leader passionate about the holistic wellness of women, she's also a seasoned strategist, project executor, and operation management specialist who oversees the activities of organizations ensuring efficiency in the execution and delivery of corporate social responsibilities and investments. Welcome with us, Mrs. Ifeoma Monya, to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show. International Women's Society is a huge platform where women gather, and you're the president, you're the 65th president. Congratulations. Yeah. And we know they do quite a bit to empower women across board. Tell us a few things you've done and that you're doing right now in this organization.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So IWS was founded in 1957 by a group of international women who wanted to be able to give back to society and to help the less privileged and advance the causes of women and children. So we have a number of projects. We have one, widows, what we call the Widows Trust Fund, where we empower widows. So a lot of them are bereaved, they're going through that whole trauma, and many of them have never worked in their life, and now they have to work to fend for themselves and their families. So we train them. We ensure that they have the training. We counsel them to ensure that they're able to mentally deal with the loss, as well as now provide for them and their families. So, for example, we did a training earlier this year where we trained over 400 widows. We ensure that they were able to now make small chops, and then we start them off in their businesses. Some of them do fashion and designing. We actually also have a skills acquisition center, and then where we train courses from catering and event planning to adult literacy. So for those that can't read and write, they learn to read and write. We have beauty, so they learn to make hair. We also have fashion and design, so they all get accredited and do the full course. We also have a home for abandoned children in Ijebu-Ode, and we're currently trying to get the children in our home adopted. We also have a day nursery, which is our oldest project, which started in 1961 in Yaba. It was to ensure that the underserved have a solid foundation in education. So that's been running since 1961.
So I like that IWS is doing so much, but let's go back to you.
Yes. Okay.
Let's find out, and I'd like the ladies to go ahead.
But I wanted to quickly, maybe before we go back to her, just ask about the empowerment of women. And you mentioned widows, the training. Is there, because I've seen a lot of people who have, attended some of these trainings, they've gotten a sort of empowerment, but after a few years, they are back to square one and they're looking for jobs. So they'll tell me they were trained here, they were trained there, but yet there's no place to work. I'm trying to make the hairs, I'm not able to sell, I just need a job. Do you, after the training, go back and review and see where they are?
Yes. So one of the things, it's important, like you said, so it's to ensure their sustainability, they're taking care of the children, and that the cycle continues. So what we do is we have a register, and we don't just empower or give money. You have to ensure they know what they're doing. So we even partner with banks to ensure that the women are financially literate. They understand how to run a business. They understand how to even get loans. We want them to be able to scale up. So we also do business trainings, and then we go and check up on them. What are the issues they're having? We get partners for them and mentors to be able to speak to them to say, these are the issues they're having. How can they be helped? So we ensure that we're not just giving them money and then leaving them. We follow up with them. Yes.
So because it's women we love, I would have loved to start from you as a person, your background, family life, and what exactly informed this humanitarian work that you've sort of found yourself in now.
Okay. So I'm a strategist. I'm a partner at CEC Consulting, which is a management consulting firm. I'm actually also the co-CEO of Lufodo Productions with Joke Silva. So I actually joined IWS 20 years ago in October. I moved back to Nigeria 20 years ago. And my mom was actually an EXCO member. And I used to see her every Tuesday with a bag, and she was always going out. And so I wanted to know more about it. And what are you doing? She was like, oh, she's giving back. She's helping the less privileged. So I went for a few meetings with her and liked the work. So I got involved. I became a member.
20 years.
20 years ago, yes. October, I was inducted October of 2002. Yes. And that's how it, and then again, I saw that we have women from all sorts of backgrounds who have done well in their careers and they wanted to be able to give back. And IWS has been there for 65 years. There's structure. So I said, okay, we can see what we're doing. It's tangible. You can see the impact we're having. And so I really wanted to be a part of it. Yeah.
So I'd like to still, talking about you, I got to, I found out about IWS through Mrs. Egoboyo when she was the president. They had this brunch. I went there and I was like, yeah, I'm going to come and join, you know. And a lot of people I knew then also joined, and it's been a very impactful journey. But I want to, personally, you've been there for 20 years and you decided to vie for, to be in this position. I want to ask, why did you decide to do this? What were you hoping to achieve personally for yourself? And how has that journey been right now?
So when I joined, and I really never thought about being president. I think that came up a few years. I think first time was in Mrs. Boy's year. And I guess maybe being a strategist and having that skill set, it was like, okay, I can actually help out. It's important that we're able to take IWS to the next stage. Times are changing, things are happening. We've been doing a lot for women. I wanted us to be able to, there's one I didn't mention, we do scholarships for girls, but I felt we could do more for the girl child, especially in today. So for example, the girl child who doesn't have access to technology, knows nothing about robotics, how can we get them more involved? So that's why I was like, okay, I believe I have my skill sets to offer. Let me offer my skills to be able to ensure that we have more impact. For me, it's all about impact.
Let's talk about why this strategy, because many people they seldom get involved. They want to give back, but they don't get involved in organizations because they just feel like it's either self-serving or somewhat. But this is an organization that is so 60-something years, 65 years,
all of us,
older than all of us. What kind of structure have they put in place to ensure this stability and the fact that people can scale? Because people would like to replicate it, but they've not been able to. What do you think is that essence that makes it so?
So it's that whole ensuring that you have good governance and you have a proper structure. So we have a board of trustees. Board of trustees are former presidents. And then you have the executive. So the executive, before you can become an executive, you must have been a member for 2 years to understand how the society works. And then before you can even become a president, you need to have been a member for 10 years and be on EXCO for 6 years. So that way you understand the structure, you understand the history behind it. And so we do, before any decision can be made, you ensure that your executive approves of it. So it's to ensure you have good corporate governance, you have policies and processes in place to be able to keep it going. And then we also have committees. So for each of these projects I mentioned, from Widows Trust Fund to the home, each one has a committee. So members are now able to give of their time. So if someone is interested, for example, day nursery, being able to go read to the children at the day nursery, they can join that committee. So ensuring that you're aligning your skill sets and what you're passionate about and being able to be a part of that is important.
Okay, so you came back to this country 20 years ago.
Now
yes.
Will you be here?
And you have been in this country.
Yes.
Tell us your experience, because we have a lot of diasporans who are afraid to come back. You've been here for a while now. They say when you come, you travel,
it's so
you
bad,
are kidnapped,
they
you
travel,
are insecure. So there's a lot of fear in their area because they hear some news here and there in Nigeria. So tell us your experience being here 20 years, what you have enjoyed so far, what you're still enjoying, and what they will enjoy if they decide to use their resources, come back and help us.
The good and bad.
Give us the good first.
I think for me, it's a personal choice. With everything and the situation, you can't blame anyone for whatever they decide to do. But for me, I've always been about Nigeria. I never thought about it. I left after GS3. I went to QC. I actually went on holiday and I just never came back. I was enrolled there. So I went to secondary school there, did my GCSE A-levels, university. I didn't wait for my results. In my head, I always knew I was coming back. No one said anything to me. And for me, why I'm still here is that I can't keep complaining. I have to do my own bit. And that's the same thing with IWS. It's like, yes, government has a part, but we need to do our own. And so that's mine. In my own little way, let me give back. Let me say that I did my own and it worked or it didn't work. And so that's it for me. Yes, there are a lot of frustrations. And I think, honestly, our issue is about institutions. We need to ensure, like we mentioned, structure. Because we're the same people, we're the same Nigerians that are doing well outside the country. Why is it that once we go out, we do well? So it's structure.
Well, goes back to what I want to harp on that a bit, because Nigerians abroad want to come back, but they are scared. And that's why I wanted you to highlight that structure. You see, you come back, you bring some money in, you come in, and you feel that something happens, and then they swindle the money, or then you feel like you've lost out. But you see, some of us have not been able to put together a proper structure to ensure that those investments coming into the country are properly used. There was a doctor that came here too. He's a Nigerian, but he lived, I think, 30 years abroad. He came back to Nigeria and was able to build some kind of the structure to ensure that people are able to harness some funds to help Nigerians. So I think I'd like you to stay a bit more to help advise, especially Nigerians abroad who really want to come back. What would you advise should be their starting point? What can they do to at least be able to properly give back?
Okay, two things. It's important that you have the right mindset. Again, a lot of times people come back and then speak to Nigerians or speak at Nigerians and don't understand what we're about. So you need to understand how Nigerians do things. You need to be able to understand the mindset and the culture and not try and push what was done in the US or in the UK. You need to understand how people work, and then that way, once you're speaking that same language, so it's a mindset as well. I always say to people, you can't come and say everything someone is doing is bad. Of course, they're not going to accept you. You need to first of all understand actually why they're even doing what they're doing.
You see what I'm loving?
And understand that and be able to bring it back.
To understand there's a way to as it relates to people and their lives. But I am hearing about this society, International Women's Society, maybe for the second or third time. And so I would not be able to say this is how to access or how far their work has gone. So are you based in Lagos, for instance? How far-reaching is the work across the country? And are you focused on widows only? Do you help divorcees? Do you help women starting up? What exactly does...
Okay, so IWS, so it's more than widows. We have the day nursery where we help young children. We have the home for abandoned children. We have our skills acquisition center to ensure that people, so they're NAPTEP certified. So once you come to our skills acquisition, you're doing a proper course, you're doing exams, and you're getting certifications. Also, one of the programs I've been able to bring in this year is for the girl child to ensure that she has the skill set where she's able to compete with anyone in the world. So we started off chess. Why chess? Because of the cognitive reasoning they get. It's not just for the game, it's how you apply it in life. We also have STEM programs for girls, and we've partnered with other companies. One thing I always say is we can't try and do everything on our own. You need to partner. So we've partnered with other NGOs, for example, Chess to Slums. They are partnered with us and are the instructors teaching our girls chess. We also partnered with STEM Mets Nigeria. So they provide the STEM education for girls. We also, I feel mentoring is important for our girl child. So we've also started a mentoring program where we go speak to girls, just understand the issues they're having, ensure that they see women who are doing well. And for example, I had a session last week for the International Day of the Girl Child, and some of the questions is just like, okay, can I do makeup and be an accountant? They just want someone to speak to. Sometimes they don't know one around them is there, So it's just being there for them to answer the questions and the little things that might be bothering them. So we do mentoring for girls as well. So we have different programs for women.
So I want to sort of go back into your own journey. And the reason I wanted to do this is so that we can understand the mindset. I know that you have daughters, and I know that there's a shuttle between Asaba and here. And, whenever people hear about leaving Lagos, there's this fear in people's minds that, oh no, the only place that is still a bit stable is Lagos. I want you to talk about the journey in Asaba, the political journey, if you're willing to go there, yes, and what lessons have you learned, and how can we now, because the Nigerians want to go into politics, and your husband took the bull, so what would you say was your experience as a wife of someone that was contesting, and what was that journey?
Are you sure we want to go there? Are you sure we really want to go there?
Still the Nigerian style.
I actually don't think, honestly, I'll be blunt. We say one thing and we still don't. We say we want something, but I don't think we're ready for it. That's the honest truth. So when we get what we want, I was still shocked. So I think that's what I would say. I think I'm happy he did it. It wasn't the plan. To be honest, it came to me as a shock. But I'm happy he did it because I'm tired of people talking. So I was happy that he decided to go in there and say, okay, this is what I'm able to give, and I want to be able to give back. The journey, like I said, I don't think people it's easy to just write something, but then it comes at a cost, and most of us are not willing to pay the price, you know. So we don't want to do the sacrifice anything. We just want to enjoy. But for any good thing, we really need to sacrifice. Being a mother, running around, handling that. There's something I always say, I actually call it the pretty balancing act for women, is that we need to have a support system, being able to raise our kids, ensuring that, well, like you said, today I'm co-CEO, I'm president of IWS. Tomorrow I need to be in Asaba. I need to be there for my kids. So it's to ensure that I have a good support system to help me out. Asaba is wonderful. I love my time there. Lagos, yes, is the center, but there are other places out there. And I think in Nigeria we need to explore. We have so many beautiful places.
Time, let me let this jump in the last question.
Your name just registered Monye.
Yeah. My husband is on Ichigo, so very close to Asaba, yes.
You are Asaba?
No, I'm from Anambra.
Yes. Okay, amazing. So, let's quickly talk about how you are. I don't know if there's something in my head that comes up often when we talk about how to help the girl child. Is there any place for the boy child? I see a lot of strong girls already, and the boys are beginning to lack. Is there any way we can balance this out so that we don't raise very strong women and then we don't have men that they're going to?
I agree with you completely. But to be honest, the issue is that the focus has always been on the boys. That's the honest truth. But yes, work has to be done. So at IWS, we don't say we don't help out the boys. So our day nursery is open to both boys and girls. For example, our skills acquisition center, we do have men that come once in a while. Our home for abandoned children, we actually have more boys than girls. Wow. So we are catering to boys as well, definitely.
I have to wrap up with you, but I think one of the things that struck me in this conversation is when you decided to come home, and the fact that you said that we must understand the people first. This is so critical because our strength really are the Nigerians in diaspora. You know, if we can find a way to invite them home, and when they do come home, how they can be useful for us is when they are able to first understand the system, not come in with criticism, and this is how it's done, this is international best practice. Come in first, understand, and then you can help people. Because I think I can also refer to my experience with the Commissioner for Education, and I've said this before. She's a thoroughbred private sector person. She came into government for the first time with that same attitude of, you know what, I'm coming here to fix things. But then she came in and calmed down, understood the system. Then she realized that this system is not complex, and it's more advanced than many of us in the private sector. That the educational system in Lagos is top notch. What we need is a mindset change to get people to actually do the job. So the system is there. The curriculum works. It's just getting people to use it. Teachers to teach. The curriculum is there. Just teach. You know. So there are things that you can come in, understand it first, and then you can help. Thank you very much for coming home. And I'm happy that you're doing so much more with this IWS, and hopefully we pray that more people. And I like the fact that generationally you can see that your mom was there, you're now there. Hopefully your children will be there, and I think that is the structure we need, even as a nation. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
That is all we can take on today's show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.